For today's video, I'm counting down 15 of the strangest things found in the ocean. Starting with number 15, salp chains. So somewhere in our galaxy probably exists a planet predominantly covered by oceans, teeming with life that's evolved entirely underwater. Among those alien creatures is a transparent tubular organism resembling a 4-inch long piece of jello. This fascinating animal propels itself through the water by drawing in water at its front and expelling it out the back, functioning like a slow-motion jet engine. This creature, known as a salp, sustains itself by filtering small particles from the water. As the water flows through its body, a strainer-like mechanism collects all food and conveys them directly to the stomach, ensuring a constant supply of nourishment. Salps have a remarkable method of reproduction too. Once they reach maturity, they produce hundreds of offspring at once. A chain of cells emerge from their body which divides into many tiny identical baby salps, all connected in a long string. The salps, with their ability to form massive blooms beyond Earth, often looking for signs of water as an indicator of potential habitability. Now, despite its harsh conditions, Antarctica provides an excellent location for discoveries and research. Beneath the icy surface of this continent lies Lake Vostok, one of the largest known subglacial lakes. It's hidden miles below Russia's Vostok Station on the East Antarctic ice sheet. Now, the presence of this body of water could indicate the existence of living organisms yet to be discovered, which could revolutionize our understanding of how life emerges. The existence of a buried lake was first hypothesized in the 1960s, but it really wasn't confirmed until 1993. The discovery was detailed in a '96 article in the scientific journal Nature, which integrated data collected over 2 decades, including radar surveys from the 1970s that indicated the presence of liquid water beneath the ice. This strange lake covers 5,400 square miles. Both the lake and the research station nearby are named after the ship Vostok, which means east in the Russian. Accessing the lake's 103 species of eukaryotes, including those involved in nitrogen cycling. Number 13, the purple orb. So the deep-sea discovery of the purple orb by researchers aboard the exploration vessel Nautilus has sparked some intrigue and curiosity. This mysterious creature, initially thought to be a nudibranch, but possibly a close relative called a plurobranch, has captivated scientists due to its unusual appearance. Located off the coast of Southern California, the purple orb was found at a depth of over 5,300 feet, thriving in the deep dark ocean. Measuring only about 2 inches, it presents a vibrant purple hue that stands out against the backdrop of the ocean floor. Now, what makes this fascinating is that none of the known species of deep-sea plurobranches from California are purple, suggesting that this could potentially be a new species altogether. Close-up photos reveal a complex organism with multiple lobes, resembling something out of a sci-fi narrative. And it's given a comparison often drawn to its alien-like appearance, reminiscent of small size, usually just a few millimeters. They exhibit hues ranging from bright gold to deep blue, reminiscent of their namesake gemstone. These colors are not due to pigments, but rather a fascinating phenomenon known as structural coloration. The shimmering beauty of sea sapphires is attributed to microscopic layers of crystal plates inside their cells. In blue sea sapphires, for instance, these crystal layers are spaced at intervals that precisely match the wavelength of blue light. When the light strikes these crystals, it reflects back only the blue wavelengths. This optical effect makes sea sapphires appear blue regardless of the surrounding light conditions, whether it's bright sunlight or deep ocean darkness. Their ability to scatter and reflect light selectively makes them appear as though they're constantly changing color or shimmering. This phenomenon is akin to an oil sheen rather than a static pigmentation found in gemstones. Their social behavior too of sea sapphires adds another layer of mystery. Males, which display dazzling colors, swim freely in the water columns or through canyons, but deep in the sea, carved into the ocean floor by a relentless current of sediment-laden water. Now, one of the most striking examples is the Monterey Canyon off the coast of California, where an undersea river has sculpted a canyon system rivaling the grandeur of the Grand Canyon itself. This undersea river travels through steep gorges, swirls around towering rock formations, and winds across a vast underwater plain, spanning nearly 200 miles before merging into the deep abyssal plain of the Pacific. Now, how do these underwater rivers form? Well, one fascinating example is found in the Gulf of Mexico, where layers of salt beneath the seafloor are dissolving by seeping seawater. This dissolution creates depressions that can fill with denser, saltier water, forming underwater lakes and rivers. These features can range from small lakes to extensive river-like channels complete with shorelines, surfaces, and even waves, albeit unseen by sunlight due to their deep-sea location. And despite the absence of sunlight, challenges our previous understanding. It's located nearly a mile beneath the ocean's surface. This underwater volcano was initially thought to be dormant, surrounded by frigid waters. However, researchers aboard the exploration vessel Nautilus were astonished to find it actively spewing out hot, mineral-rich fluids, creating a warm oasis in the deep sea. Now, what makes this discovery remarkable is the abundance of giant eggs covering the summit of the seamount. These eggs, laid by Pacific white skates, measure about 1.5 feet across and number possibly in the hundreds of thousands or even millions. This nursery ground, warmed by the volcanic activity, provides an ideal environment for the development of skate embryos. The warm water likely accelerates the gestation period of the eggs, increasing the likelihood of successful hatching. These vents not only provide warmth and nutrients, but they also serve as critical nurseries for various deep-sea species, contributing to the overall health of the ocean. Moreover, this discovery underscores that northern and southern hemisphere waters presents a fascinating blend of ancient lineage and extraordinary adaptation. Preferring rocky seabeds with strong currents, this creature has a unique morphology that sets it apart even among other sea stars. Resembling a traditional sea star with a 5-pointed body, the basket star's arms diverge dramatically into a complex network of branching structures. Each arm can extend up to several feet, with secondary and tertiary branches adorned with small barbs at their tips. Now, this elaborate arm structure serves a dual purpose, as a hunting tool and a defensive mechanism. Interestingly, if threatened, the basket star can retract its arms tightly around its body, forming a protective ball that shields its vulnerable parts from potential predators. Now, they're not just marvels of morphology, they're also living fossils with a lineage dating back to Carboniferous periods, spanning over 300 million years ago. They were found across diverse habitats from shallow coral reefs to the deep sea zones. These creatures had one of the most advanced warships of its time, embarked on a tragic journey that ultimately became a cautionary tale in maritime history. Commissioned by the Swedish king Gustavus Adolphus, Vasa was meant to showcase the nation's naval prowess with its impressive size, ornate decorations, and unprecedented armament of 64 bronze cannons. However, on its maiden voyage in 1628, Vasa faced a disastrous fate. Despite being a marvel of engineering, the ship sank within 20 minutes of leaving port in Stockholm. The exact cause of this sinking has been attributed to various factors, including design flaws and inadequate stability. This swift demise left the king and onlookers in shock, and it was a stark reminder of the dangers inherent in pushing technological boundaries. Over 3 centuries later, in a remarkable archaeological endeavor, Swedish marine archaeologists discovered Vasa's sister ship in the waters near Vaxholm, an island near Stockholm. This discovery stirred renewed interest in the historical context, meticulously restored, and serving as a tangible reminder of both the heights of Swedish naval ambition and the consequences of technological hubris. Moving on to number 7, black smokers. Hydrothermal vents, they're among the most mysterious environments on Earth, hidden deep beneath the ocean's surface where sunlight cannot penetrate. These geological marvels, akin to hot springs on the sea floor, arise from the dynamic interaction of tectonic plates and the Earth's molten mantle. As Maggie, an expert in marine biology, explains, hydrothermal vents form along a divergent plate boundary. Here, the oceanic crust is stretched and fractured, creating pathways for seawater to seep deep into the Earth's crust. This water later encounters the scorching heat of the mantle, reaching temperatures exceeding 400 degrees Celsius. Laden with dissolved minerals and gases, this superheated fluid becomes buoyant and rises back towards the surface. Now, despite these extreme conditions at the point of venting, where temperatures due to their remote and inaccessible locations, but these environments offer us profound insights into the origins of life on Earth. They may well have played a pivotal role in the early evolution of life on Earth, offering a refuge from the harsh conditions prevailing on the planet's surface billions of years ago. Number 6. Baltic methane bubbles. The Baltic Sea, typically known for its serene water and coastal charm, harbors a surprising and concerning secret deep beneath the surface: methane gas leaks. Located in the Lundstorp Deep, about 18 miles off the coast of Sweden, this phenomenon spans more than 7 square miles of seabed at a depth of approximately 1,300 feet. Scientists Kristen Strawn and Marcelo Ketzer have been astounded by the scale of this methane release. Methane gas can bubble out from shallow coastal seabeds in the Baltic Sea, but it's the intensity of these bubbles specifically that raises eyebrows. Methane, a potent greenhouse gas, forms naturally in the sedimentary layers of seabeds. Methane bubbles in reaching the sea's surface suggest an environmental condition possibly related to the oxygen-poor environment of the Baltic Sea. Number 5. Pyrosomes. Pyrosomes, scientifically classified under the genus Pyrosoma, are remarkable free-floating clonal tunicates that predominantly inhabit the upper layers of warm ocean open waters. These cylindrical or cone-shaped colonies, aptly nicknamed sea pickles, among other colorful names like sea worms and fire bodies, can reach impressive lengths of up to 60 feet and are composed of hundreds of thousands of individual organisms known as zooids. Each zooid within a pyrosome colony is pretty tiny, measuring only a few millimeters, yet they work collectively with the common gelatinous tunic. Each zooid draws in seawater through those perforations, filtering out microscopic plant cells using its branchial basket, a specialized mesh-like structure. After extracting nutrients, the filtered water is expelled into the central cavity of the colony. The flying spaghetti monster. Found deep beneath the waves off the coast of Angola, the mysterious creature known as the Bathphysa conifer has captured fascination of marine biologists. Initially spotted by workers from BP using a remotely operated underwater vehicle, this creature earned its moniker, the Spaghetti Monster, owing to its uncanny resemblance to the deity of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Later identified as a siphonophore by researchers at the National Oceanography Centre in Southampton, England, B. conifer belongs to a unique group of animals related to jellyfish. These creatures are composed of numerous multicellular organisms known as zooids. Now each one is specialized to perform specific tasks essential for their survival. Unlike some of its relatives, it lacks a nyctosome, a feature that typically aids in propulsion through the water. Now what sets it apart are its long tentacles, which resemble delicate strands of angel hair, distinguishing it within its taxonomic group. Additionally, it also possessed none of its parts could function on their own. Each siphonophore is actually a colony of individual parts called zooids, which are produced as the siphonophore grows. Each zooid has a distinct job within the colony. Some catch prey, while others digest it, and still others reproduce, swim, and keep the colony upright. Scientists have found over 175 species of siphonophores in habitats ranging from near coastal regions to the ocean twilight zone and the seafloor. Deep water species are often dark orange or red in coloration and are bioluminescent, glowing green, blue, and sometimes red, a function that likely attracts prey. Siphonophores use their numerous tentacles to sting and trap their prey, injecting a toxin to incapacitate them. If you ever touched a Portuguese man-o-war, you've encountered this trait firsthand. These creatures of the ocean open are often flashy, in both abstract and the literal sense, thanks to the flickering luminosity of many marine organisms. But maybe more fantastic than glittering squid and glowing frilled fish are a group of This siphonophore group contains creatures that grow to lengths of over 150 feet, making them some of the longest animals alive today and one of the strangest things ever found in the deep. Number 2. Makozilla. In 2013, fishers off Southern California reeled in an enormous 11-foot-long mako shark. Weighing over 1,300 pounds, the animal, dubbed the Beast, was one of the heaviest mako sharks ever recorded. This colossal catch sparked curiosity and concern among marine biologists and fishermen, leading to questions about whether such giant makos were anomalies or indicative of a larger trend among the short-fin mako shark population. In recent years, seals along the California coast have been found with wounds indicating they've been attacked by large short-fin mako sharks measuring over 12 feet. This finding was surprising, as short-fin makos typically only grow to around 7 feet. However, these sharks can get much bigger. In the 1950s, off the coast of Link. However, these makos may be bigger than average because of the abundance of food available off the west coast. The Marine Protection Act of 1972, which prevented the killing of seals and sea lions, resulted in a buffet for sharks. The risks, researchers have pointed out, is that fishers are currently allowed to catch 2 makos per day, a rule that could potentially have devastating consequences for this population. Experts all agree, though, that it's critically important for the rest of us to understand that we need these sharks in the marine environment, no matter how intimidating their size may be. Number 1. The cookie cutter shark. The cookie cutter shark. It's a member of the sleeper shark family and belongs to the order of squaliforms. Think dogfish sharks. It's one of the ocean's most peculiar and fascinating predators. Physically, it resembles a typical dogfish with a long, thin body and short cone-shaped snout, and no anal fin. Its skin is grayish at feet deep to feed. Its mouth, with small, erect teeth in the upper jaw and large, triangular teeth in the lower, is adapted to take circular bites out of the flesh of larger marine animals like dolphins. These bites aren't fatal, but they leave a characteristic wound. The shark's feeding mechanism is as unique as its appearance. The light emitted from its belly, caused by bioluminescent photophores, attracts larger fish. The dark patch around its throat creates the illusion of a smaller fish against the glowing underside, luring larger predators. The shark's diet includes whole squid and crustaceans, and despite its small size, with males growing to a maximum of about 16.5 inches and females about 22, this shark targets much larger prey, including whales and seals. The cookie-cutter shark's bioluminescence is another remarkable trait. Its belly emits that greenish glow thanks to a dense network of photophores covering its ventral surface, except for the dark collar around its gills. This glow can last up to 3 hours after the shark's death, serving to attract